So what you can see in the graphics window is the result of a topology optimization. It's a convergent body. And what we're looking to do is to reconstruct and refine the convergent body. To do this, we're going to use the new Subdivision section tube command in this latest release of NX. You can also see that we've started the process. We have a subdivision body which is made up of 4 key location areas for this particular component. So we'll continue the process by editing the current subdivision body. Notice that as this part is symmetrical, we've already initiated symmetric modeling, which means we only have to modify the 1/2. I'm going to continue my reconstruction by looking at the 2 areas that connect the 2 symmetric sides of the component. So the component's been reoriented to the position I want, and I've activated the section tube command. So we can continue now with our reconstruction. This new command is really interactive. Notice as I select a vertex on the convergent body that it automatically works out a section plane and generates the section tube to suit the position of the plane. I can also interact directly with the section tube during construction. Here you can see me modifying the final cage face by dragging it and extending it along a particular vector. I'm now going to create another section tube on the second connecting area of the component. Again, we go through the same process as we did for the initial one. I also mentioned in an earlier slide that we have full use of all of the NX Realize Shape commands. Here you can see me changing the continuity of the 2 ends of the section tube and also projecting them onto the central plane so that we now have a physical join between the left hand and the right hand side. It may also be necessary to make some refinements to the section tubes. In this particular case, I'm going to modify the initial one I created. I'm just going to drag it around and reposition the shape. Just again using traditional Realize Shape commands. As you can see, it's as easy as that, and both sides being updated simultaneously. I'm going to split the face so I have a little bit more control on this left hand edge. I can reposition the splits, and now we can continue to construct geometry. So again, we're going to use the section tube to connect the front of the arm with the main cross member that we've just been modifying. So here's another opportunity to see how fast we can reconstruct geometry using the section tube command, but also in this case how easy it is to connect it to an existing section tube. To make the connection, I simply select one of the cage faces I split a little earlier on, and there we have it. The 2 section tubes are connected. I continue to make some modifications to the subdivision body to get it into an orientation and position that I can use to continue the reconstruction of this topology optimized body. Again, just using standard transforms to make those modifications. As with everything subdivision, it's all interactive and selection and dragging. So I'm going to continue to reconstruct the geometry. In this case, I'm going to connect the upper portion of the subdivision body with one of the lower portions. Now again, I could use section tube, but in this case I'm going to use one of the other powerful commands in NX Realize Shape called bridge face. Before doing that, however, I'm just going to prepare the lower portion to make sure I have the right connectivity area. And now I can bridge between the 2 faces. Select the top face and then select the lower face, and there we have our connection between the upper section tube and that lower part of the subdivision body. So we can review what we've done and then prepare the geometry for the next stage of the reconstruction. In this case, another connection to that lower part of the subdivision body. So I'm going to continue with the reconstruction for the next couple of minutes, but I'm not going to add too much commentary. I'm just going to let you concentrate on how quick and how easy it is to recreate the geometry for this topology optimized part. So you've seen me employ a number of different techniques to get to this stage. I've utilized some of the new functionalities such as section tube, but also existing commands such as transform, bridge, and set continuity. And I can continue to use this combination to subtly modify the geometry so it closely matches the underlying topology optimized shape. Now there is a full version of this movie that's available, but for this presentation I'm going to jump ahead and get towards the end of the reconstruction. So we're going to take a look at completing the front end of this topology optimized part. Again, I'm using section tube to do this. So I select a number of areas on the front end and then start to connect the existing body with this new section tube. And again, just another example of how easy and how simple it is to do that. So we complete the underneath section in exactly the same way, constructing another section tube and then joining that to the main body before completing the connection between the top and the bottom of this front area. There is still some work to be done refining the subdivision body to complete the full reconstruction. But as you've seen, the utilization of this new section tube command in the latest release of NX significantly reduces the amount of design time necessary to complete a task such as this.